Gorgeous Gemini, here is your 2-week reading. We've got, your card. Look at that, the Lover's card, followed by the Pope card, followed by the Fool. Whoa, big reading. Look at that base reading, all trump cards. This is a time for you. It's a real big time for you. One of the things I think that you're going through and things that are happening for you, I should say, this next couple of weeks is you not feeling under the thumb of whatever this authority figure or those authority figures are. I see you just moving off out of all of that onto your own, into your own journey, and not really letting any of that bother you. It seems like maybe some of you are dealing with some, it feels like you're powerless against certain figures. And I see you just making a new choice and just moving off. Just saying, no, I'm not going to be controlled by anybody. Nobody has power over me. And I'm just not engaging with any of you. And being completely unaffected by these authority figures, which seem to, at the moment, be so powerful and be such a challenge for you. There's been some choices and decisions that you've had to make. And a lot of those decisions have been big ones and challenging. And you're being encouraged to continue, if you aren't already, which I believe you are based on where you're headed, but to continue to listen to that inner guidance. Really listen to the inner voice. Don't make choices all by yourself right now. Always take a few breaths, even take a few minutes or even a day or two, sleep on it. Listen to that inner counsel, because that inner counsel is very, very present. It always is, but you have that ability to really listen to it and to really hear it and to really be guided. And I see you doing that because moving off of this is a challenging lesson for many of us. This idea that, oh no, they're bigger than I am. They're more powerful than I am. I'm powerless to do anything. Being able to recognize none of that's true. It's just a man behind the curtain. There's no power there. It's nothing. I'm free. I can do as I will, and continuing on your amazing journey. I love that. Look at you, Gemini, being all wise and stuff. Okay, let's see. 3 of Wands. Oh, then this is right on top of the Pope card here, so we'll talk about that in a second, but that's the Page of Swords, a little Dickens. And then we've got this beautiful 4 of Cups. I love how everything is paired up like this. So we don't have necessarily 2 panels. We have these vertical panels instead of these horizontal panels, which sometimes make themselves known. Okay, so you've been doing well. In the recent past, it says you've been doing well. Things are coming to life. You're getting some things together. Things are manifesting for you. You really are finding that inner guidance. You really are listening to that intuition, that inner bell. It's amazing that you can, even if you look back over the last few weeks, I bet you could say, oh yeah, this happened and that happened and this happened and that happened. Things really starting to work out for me. And then you're hit in the face with what seems to be an insurmountable problem or an insurmountable person or organization or family or whatever this is that just is like, and it's almost David and Goliath in scope. It's just this little me and big them. And one of the reasons why it seems like that is because you're listening to people telling you, oh, you'll never be able to get out of this one. You're listening to people tell you, ooh, yeah, that's big, or whatever they're telling you. But remember, they don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what they're talking about. The only one that knows what they're talking about is your inner guide. None of them know you like you know you and like your guide knows you. And to them, whatever you're going through may seem insurmountable because it's insurmountable for them, but it's not insurmountable for you. In fact, what you're discovering and what you will continue to discover, it's not even that it's not insurmountable. It's just not a thing. It's just a nothing. It's vapor. It seems so scary until you get to the truth of it and you realize, meh, whatever. And I'm just moving on. I'm not even going to give it the time of day. It has no power over me. So whatever this is, if you're not there yet, you will be very shortly because you're listening to the right voice. turn off your attention from these people that seem like they know what they're talking about, but they don't. They maybe know what they're talking about in regards to facts. There might be some, quote, facts in the world that are true, but they don't understand what those facts mean, like your inner guide does. And what's true for them isn't necessarily true for you. And so if talking to somebody or listening to somebody, and that doesn't even mean somebody in person, that can mean somebody online or an author or radio or whatever, that if you're listening to opinions and voices and ideas that make you tense or make you feel more confined and make you feel less free and make you feel like you don't have a choice in life, you're listening to the wrong voices. You need to turn those off because they are not telling you the truth. The truth is about ready to reveal itself if it hasn't already. And for many of you, it has. It has. It's just you forgot to listen to the right voice. Where you're headed is a spiritual journey, a spiritual practice, and a spiritual freedom that overcomes and supersedes everything that you're going through in the physical universe, including those people, including those organizations, including that problem, the one that just seems so unsolvable, so insurmountable, so big. It's not. It's not. And it's easy for me to say here with the 6 cards in front of my face, I know, but you're going to understand that I'm right when you look back, because you're going into exactly where you need to be going. So stay headed in that right direction. Don't delay your journey by listening to these naysayers, because you already have everything together. You already know exactly where you're going. So it's not that this reading isn't about those people. It's about your ego mind tuning into stuff outside of you, that it's always going to be there. There's always going to be people saying stuff. So your ego mind is saying, oh, tune into this, tune into that, tune into this, delay, big problems. Don't go on your journey. Don't be free. Don't be happy. Don't be successful. None of that. Don't do that. I want you to stay very upset and afraid and feeling very small. So listen to these people. Don't listen to that voice inside your head that knows what it's talking about. Okay, so this is really a story about you disregarding your own ego. It's not about any specific people out there, because if it wasn't those people, your ego would find some other ones to listen to, right? So it's just a moment that you can make choices to say, wait a minute, I know what works. I know how powerful I am. I know where I'm going. I'm not listening to you. I'm not going to be held back by whatever is presenting itself to me to be so big and insurmountable, because I know nothing can surmount me. I know nothing is more powerful than spirit, and spirit is guiding me. And you can also lean on the fact that all these manifestations that have started happening in your favor, right? This already started happening. So those are like little breadcrumbs to keep you on the right path. And where you're headed is much more powerful even, and much more together than what you've been going through already. This is just hinting at where you're going. By the time you get over here into the next phase of your journey, you're not going to question it anymore. You're not going to question it anymore, because you'll already have proof in your mind. Whatever. It was no big deal. I'm not going to believe these obstacles anymore that tell me I'm the great and powerful obstacle and you cannot surmount me. I'm not going to believe that anymore, because it's just all show. It's just all bluster. And what this 4 of Cups is talking about is the way that you can find that strength and that wisdom is to really commit yourself to a spiritual practice, a daily spiritual practice, where that becomes your home. That becomes the foundation of everything in your life. And it doesn't really even matter what it is, as long as it's something you enjoy and is something that's meaningful to you, that you can do on a regular basis. It can be meditation, it can be psalm work, it can be magic, it can be spells, it can be anything that is going to tether you to your good, to your inner guidance, that's going to bind you back to the truth within yourself and not let you be tempted by these ideas of the great and powerful Oz outside of you that doesn't really exist. Like like it wants you to believe it does. And you're going to know that this is true. I think you already do know that this is true on some level, but you're going to prove that this is true for yourself, because on the other side of this is the next part of that journey that you've already started to take, which is going to continue unfettered, because you will know that you have the power. You will know that you have a lot of spiritual power, Gemini, to make it happen how you want it to happen, and not feel so small and so powerless, because you've proven it to yourself that you're not small and powerless, that you are completely free. All right, so we've got 1, 2, 3 trump cards. Let's do a quickie here. If you want to listen to any or all of these meditations on these trump cards, the Lover's card is, the name of the meditation is Receiving Guidance on a Choice or Decision. That's a good one for you. This is also one of your birth cards. This is one of your, the signs, the cards for Gemini. And this Pope card, you can listen to the meditation called Overcoming Feelings of Powerlessness. And then on this Fool card, which is my favorite of all of this for you, where you're headed, where you're going, the name of that meditation is called A Journey of Innocence. You can find all of the tarot card meditations by following the link in the video description of this very video on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for being here today. And thank you so very much to the amazing moderators, Shirley, Honeypaw, and Dre. We will see you in 2 weeks for your next reading, Gemini. Until then, blessed be.